We have got another petition going absolutely wild. This one has only been up for a couple of hours and is already on 30,000 out of the 100,000 that you need for Parliament to consider your petition for debate. What is this petition on? Well, as you can see here, it's called Close the Borders, Suspend All Immigration for 5 years. Quite a big ask of the government there, but this is getting lots of signatures. Obviously, this is nowhere near as many signatures as that crazy petition that we had calling for a general election that surpassed 3 million signatures. I don't think it's going to get that far, but early days, has only been up for a couple of hours. But what this shows is just how angry the people of this country are. It shows how immigration is the number one topic in this country that people care about at the moment. I think it is going to be the central issue at the 2029 general election. So this petition, and I will put the link to this petition in the description below if you want to sign it as well. Obviously, Keir Starmer is, we've got to ask, what impact is this going to have? Is this going to make Keir Starmer close the borders? Of course it's not. What that man would never ever do that. And suspend all immigration for 5 years? I mean, this is the guy who is refusing to put any number on what his goal is to bring net migration down to. Currently at nearly 1 million a year. That's just for legal migration. And he is refusing to say what he wants to reduce it to. But just like that petition that said we want a general election, it sends a very strong message to the government about what the people of this country care about. So I do think it's important that we look at these things and we cover these topics when there is a petition that goes viral. So let's have a look at where people are signing this petition. So with the petitions that you find on the government website, they will give you a map which shows you where there are hotspots for this petition being signed. And as you can see here, the Scottish do not give a damn, it would seem, and that is because they have not really had to take many at all of the illegal migrants that other communities have been devastated by in this country. Humza Yousaf will happily stand up and say how we're all a bunch of, evil white racists. He loves to say how awful we are for being white, for saying things about illegal migration, but they haven't had to deal with that much of the issue. So the Scots don't care. But as you can see, quite a big hotspot in the northeast of England, Yorkshire kind of area, and further north of that as well. And it just shows how important the north of England is going to be at the next general election. There's been a lot of talk about the Red Wall. Will the main opposition to Labour in the Red Wall at the next general election, will it be Reform or will it be the Tories? It's starting to look more and more likely that it will be Reform. Remember that Reform came second to Labour in 98 seats at the general election. Reform will be coming for Labour in those seats, and a lot of those 98 seats were up in the Red Wall. So clearly some very angry communities there. Also bear in mind those communities in the north of England that are signing this petition, a lot of migrant hotels were opened up in those areas in the north of England because, as I'm sure you're well aware, property prices in the north of England are cheaper and hotels are cheaper in the north of England. So it's been cheaper for the government to get contracts with hotels there to take migrants than it would be if, you tried to get a contract with a hotel in London or somewhere else affluent in the south. For some reason, you've got one big hotspot down there in the southwest in the North Cornwall constituency. That may just be a fluke, but clearly there's something going on in the north of England here. They are very, very concerned about this, and they are signing this petition in droves. And this comes on the same day that GB News have reported that Britain has passed 150,000 migrants coming across on small boats since the crisis began. And you can see there they've put the photographs, the headshots of all of the culprits there. Theresa May, Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, well, she wasn't there very long, Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer. Let's have a look at some of the stats that they have revealed that have come out of the Home Office. Home Office have given us some stats. They haven't given us all the stats we wanted. They definitely are not giving us the stats that we want on the relationship between crime and immigration. But they're quite good at giving us the numbers on how many people come across on small boats. And so we've passed 150,000 illegal migrants coming via small boat in 7 years. Obviously, it's been up and down how many come each year, but that's over 7 years. And Christmas period, Christmas and Boxing Day, we saw a heck of a lot of people come across on the small boats. We had quite a warm and still no rain, no storms, Christmas and Boxing Day. So it was perfect weather for them to come across. So we had 407 people come across on 10 boats. So that's just over an average of 40 people on each boat. I know we've had reports of it being 60 plus people sometimes on a boat, but still 40 plus people on one little dinghy. Not safe. And we've got even more coming across today because the weather is still a little bit foggy today, but people still coming across today. 451 you see there came across on Christmas Day, so even higher than Boxing Day. We heard Mark White from GB News was saying in his report that the gangs were even offering special deals for Christmas Day crossings to Britain. So yeah, this is the situation that we're in, and it's no surprise that this petition is gaining traction as a consequence. The people of this country, they're absolutely fuming. They are angry. We've had over the past couple of days this big spat between Kemi Badenoch and Nigel Farage about their membership ticker. And what Kemi Badenoch should have done is actually just acknowledged why the Reform Party is gaining so much traction. Okay, the membership numbers, they're not fake, at least that's what I believe. But she is just throwing her toys out the pram in denial of the fact that Reform is surging. She needs to address the problem because she's not going to fix her party until she addresses why Reform is surging. Okay, it's because of all those boat crossings that do not stop. And at the moment, she is not providing an answer. Okay, she said leaving the ECHR is no silver bullet, so she's not committed to leaving the ECHR. And she's probably right that leaving the ECHR alone is not enough, and you need to have multiple different policies going on to stop the boats from coming and stop these illegal crossings. But people want some answers from her. Okay, people want some kind of commitment to some kind of policies, but she's just kind of like, oh, you know, we'll figure it out. People don't trust her. And that is why Reform's membership is shooting up. People care about immigration and they want answers, and they want assurances that it will be dealt with if the Conservative Party will come back into power. People don't feel like they've got the assurances that they need. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. We'll be keeping an eye on this petition and seeing if it reaches that 100,000 mark, which we will be sure to tell you about. If it does, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already, so you don't miss out on our future videos. See you soon.
Still watching? Well, I've got a quick ask for you. Recent UK, we're fighting the woke brigade and inspiring young Brits, but we need your help to go bigger. We're hosting a fundraiser and would love you to sign up and share the link on the big day. It's easy, it makes a massive impact, and there are prizes for top fundraisers. Click the Google form in the description to join us. Cheers very much. Let's keep going together.